Welcome to Politics on the Wheel with J, and this is LA TV. The coup that took place in Gabon early hours of today has been on ground for a while now. Audible to the deaf and visible to the blind, as Patrick Obayongba of Edo State, a former House of Rep member, we always said. Now, if you look at the issue in Gabon, you will know that for over 60 years it has been a family business. Before the coming of colonialism into Africa, Africa was practicing a monarchical system of government. But with the introduction of democracy into Africa, it has become something that is very, very difficult to hold on to, knowing fully well that the democratic kind of system that has been presented before African nations is nothing but a system of government that comes with a lot of exploitation from the West. You can see what transpired in Niger, and which necessitated the ECOWAS, to come up with a plan of invading Niger in order to restore democracy, even against the will of the people, shows that the people in Niger or in Africa are not really enjoying what they call democracy. Because, like we all said, if democracy, or we all accepted the definition of democracy by Abraham Lincoln, which is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, then you cannot tell us that the government of the people by the people must be through the ballots. Yes, that was the origin, or that was the system that democracy, preaches. But in another way, you can see the democracy as a government of the people by the people for the people, even if it comes from another aspect, of governance. But then no one is in support of coup d'etat, because the military are not supposed to be in power, but it's as a result of nonchalant attitude of African leaders that necessitated the military people to seize power often in Africa, West Africa to be precise. If you look at within the last 30, 40 years, you will not pinpoint any significant development that have happened within African soil and West Africa to be precise. Now, the president of Gabon, whom happens to find his way into power during the weekend, is now crying out, telling friends and partners to make noise. I don't really understand the kind of noise he's asking them to make.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise. For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now,
So is it a
I'm at the
military kind
residence.
of noise? Make
Nothing
noise. That word is sound
happening.
so
Nothing
deep.
is
Make
happening.
noise. What
I
kind of
don't know
noise are you
what's going
expecting
on.
your partners to
So
make?
I'm calling you
Now, the
to
president
make
of
noise,
Nigeria have responded to
noise,
the issue
to
in
make noise,
Gabon,
really.
saying that they are
I'm,
watching,
I'm
and
thanking you.
even the president himself, according
Thank
to
you.
the presidential spokesman, Ajeru, that they are watching and they know that they have fought so hard to keep democracy. Some, even their eyes were almost plucked out. Some people were flogged.
And the funny
Will you
thing is
call
that the
that
results that they are
democracy?
bringing
Will
from
you
the
call that
see one feeling that
anything that have to do with the government of the people by the people for the people? No, oh hell no. So now going forward, the president, or will I call it the chairman or the speaker or whatever, of the parliament in Gabon, the military have also arrested him, and even the president have been arrested, have taken them into custody. So personally, if you ask me, I don't support military coup, But if you look at what is going on in West Africa now, you could look at what is going on in Cameroon, and you could see what is happening in Nigeria right now. Many people are already saying that out of these two nations, there is a possibility of another military coup in Africa or West Africa, once again, after even this Niger and Gabon. Reason being that the hashtag in Nigeria has opened the eyes of Africans, and the agitation in Nigeria for liberation of how Africans or how Nigerians are underdeveloping Nigeria, have opened the eyes of Africans to discover and understand that after the colonialism that left over 50, 40, 60 years ago, Africans are the one recolonizing Africa through playing through the master's way of the West. Please, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please do well to hit the subscription button as we bring new videos for you, as times keep running.
Yes, we do. It doesn't matter. The figures has the results. Let's go and get the figures. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, nǹkan tó ṣe é sì sí. Nǹkan tó ṣe é sì kò lọ. Nǹkan tó ṣe é sì ò lọ. Kò lọ. What he's doing now is not correct. He's entering manual results, and it's not what we did at the polling units.
Is of the unwavering belief that power belongs in the hands of Africa's great people and not in the barrel of a loaded gun. The President affirms that the rule of law and a faithful recourse to constitutional resolutions and instruments of electoral dispute resolution must not at any time be allowed to perish from our great continent. To this end, the President is working very closely and continuing to communicate with other heads of state in the African Union toward a comprehensive consensus on the next steps forward with respect to how the crisis in Gabon will play out, into how the continent will respond to the contagion of autocracy we are seeing spread across our continent. Thank you very much.
On est là. On veut le voir.